Thank you, and I was allowed to throw the mic on you, which is unusual for a conference. So the conferences get better and better, and the resolution worse and worse. So we have to do something about that. So it's like, it looks like, oh, I really can throw? So any questions? Someone? No. So what I would like to show you, what you
They are scared today.
Yeah. What you can do with the frontend and with the backend. So I prepared view slides. Why just a view? Because I got a tweet from a guy from, oh, I closed that. As you see how prepared I am. And there are notifications, and there was someone, this is what's right before the conference, and he said, talk is cheap, show me the code. And I don't know which attends the conference, the guy or not. And this is what I believe. The framework should be as simple that you can demonstrate it with the code, not with slides. And that's all. If you are not, it's not possible to prove the point with slides. It's probably either, you know, completely complicated stuff, or just there is no clear way to understand the thing. Okay, what I will do right now to show you backend and frontend, and there's another talk at Tech Plus stage where I will deep a little bit, show you a little bit more stuff with web standards and backends. Okay, so I'm from Germany. I still have fun with Java, and now with JavaScript and web standards. And I actually started with JavaScript, but back then it was really bad to admit that you are skilled in JavaScript, because it will be like, you know, the same problematic language as Visual Basic back then. But now things changed. And I have a blog, a podcast, and the first Monday of the month, you can ask me questions via YouTube to web standards or Java-related topics. And the point is, learn once and never migrate. This is actually what I try to do. If there is a standard, I try to learn the standard, the thing with the standard, because frameworks, libraries come and go, and otherwise you will be crazy. You cannot learn, you know, every 3 weeks another framework. In Java land as well, not as in the front end, and this is the idea of the talk. Some online trainings, and this was the last slide, so thank you. So, what I can do, this is unusual, you know, unusual environment for me. I'm actually a coder, so it can be challenging. So let's try this. Right. So I will start with Maven, which is the latest crazy stuff, right? And I would like to do something with microprofile, what I never did before. And what a microprofile does, I would like to implement a small applications based on microprofile, which is kind of microservice frameworks. And what I need is, I need a example application. And usually I have no idea what to show, but what I saw, you have a party on a pirate ship. So let's do it pirates. Could be a nice microservice. So let's try that. It can take a while because it fetches the archetype from the internet. And if it doesn't work, no problem. I will have to go off of the wireless LAN, and it should work. And what this is, it is a Java project with a single dependency. And the last year, what I usually did, I used Java EE8, and now I use a microprofile 1.3. What it is a kind of subset of Java 8, but with interesting point. So what happens, the newest application servers, like, for instance, Payara 5, what you can do is you can go with the Java EE stuff and with microprofile at the same time. So what I like with the idea, you don't have, you know, to set up your own environment, which is really good because you can stick with the old servers. This is why I show you this. Otherwise, it would be completely uninteresting to create your own environment just for a few projects. By the way, if you have questions, I can throw at you the mic. So ask questions. So this is that, and I would like to deploy that with run. And I would like the server, and the server is Payara 5. So let's do that and run it. And the Payara 5 is a full enterprise Java EE server. And what should work is I can first ask for ping, enjoy Java 8, which is not true in this particular moment because we have microprofile. But Payara 5 supports Java 8 as well. what you saw is very quick. Why? Because we have no time, and I started Payara up front before the show, and it took 3 seconds. So we saved 3 seconds. And the Payara full comes with everything. The nice trick is, because I only have one single dependency, the war is very small, deployment is fast. So now, what we can do is, for instance, I can say, this is nice, so let's do some pirates. I don't know whether, do you have any Polish pirates? Are there any? Okay, then go with Jolly Roger, it's not Polish exactly. Other one? There were no pirates, right? So what I know is this guy from Java User Group Warsaw. There was a bar, Lolek and Bolek. Bolek, Lolek, and of course, this guy. So we have 4 pirates, one which I know, and the 3 others are Polish. And we save that. And where is my browser? And we have, so it deployed behind the scenes. And but this is actually finding pirates is a little bit challenging, takes time. So what we have to do is to slow down the application server because it's too fast. So let's do that. So the environment is extreme environment here, you see. So let's go with that. So and now it should be slower. So it's a little bit slower, 200 milliseconds slower. The point is, in microservices, metrics are very important. So most of the applications do not care about metrics, so they have no idea, about what the application is doing. So with the microprofile, the added value is something like metered. And with that, what I get for free is I can go here and not use, I just invoke that, and I can actually ask for the matrix. And what you see here is the Prometheus format. So you can immediately connect the matrix with one annotation with Prometheus, and this metric is a little bit boring. So I can actually, with a little bit of luck, go to the application scope. And this is the matrix. It looks strange, like Prometheus always looks strange, the format. It's an ASCII format. But what you see here is the method ping total was invoked one time, and you see the distribution, so you get really nice charts. We have no time for the charts. For the Tech Plus stage event, I will connect that with Prometheus and Docker. So you see what you can do out of the box with that. The same is true for Kubernetes and cloud integration. Readiness and liveness probes are already integrated. With health check is a little bit boring, so I would like to skip that. But if you don't have Prometheus, it's not a big deal. You should be able, you should be able to do this, how it's called, accept application JSON, and go with that, and you get the same metric as JSON, which is a way nicer than Prometheus. Prometheus is just the standard format. And of course, if I get rid of the scope, I get the application server metrics, which are pretty nice because I see what the application server is doing, what is the CPU utilization. And the nice thing is, if you go to the Pirates app, and to the target, we get some smoke on the water. ls minus ALLH, you will see that the private is 4 kilobytes. So, and this is pretty cool because if the war is small, deployment is fast. If deployment is fast, we have more time to develop stuff for our clients. Any questions? I would at least like to throw the mic on you at once. So, questions? No questions. Okay, no questions, no mic. So we have that. Now, so this is the basics, the JSON stuff. You saw it already. So this is the, what about Docker? Let's say I would like to run it on Docker. This could be interesting. So what I prepared is a Docker file. And this uses Glassfish, but I would really like to use Payara 5 to have the microprofile and the latest stuff. So just do this. And now go to command line. And what I can do, I can say now with Maven, clean install, and afterwards create a Docker build -t and call it Infoshare /pirates and go to the current folder and try that. So it should work, hopefully. So it worked. What we build right now is completely executable image containing CentOS, full application server, and Java 8 or 9. I don't even know. And what's interesting is to look inside why it is so fast. So what we can do Docker history and say, what was it? Infoshare, info pirates. Was it? No, this is from last year. Brewery last year. Pirates. No such image. What was the image name? Help me? Yeah, exactly. Infoshare / pirates. And what we see here is the following. The latest image, let's do it full screen, was created 43 seconds ago and is 4 kilobytes. So what I implemented was the old matrix is just 4K. And before 11 days ago, I created the Pyara 5 image and the CentOS 7 image, and the Java image was created even 14 months ago. So the great story with this is you're only shipping what changes. So you're not shipping everything. OK, now what we need is Pirate UI. So what I would like to do is set up web standard project with Pirates UI. Every pirate needs a user interface and the pirate or pirates UI. So let's do that. And I use a browser sync tool. This is actually no magic. I'll show you what it does. Which basync. It just says browser sync, please scan the source folder, open Chrome, and no notifications. And what I can do right now, I can say, OK, show me please browser sync the folder, and it will open the folder with hello. And what I also have here is Visual Studio Code, which is a really great editor. And what you see here, I have just a very simple index HTML page. I also have hello world JavaScript. This is what was created, and an empty style sheet. So let's say I would like to communicate with the backend. So I would like to implement something that the single page application here communicates with the backend. So how to do that? So what we will usually need, we will need an output tag and probably a button tag, and say find pirates. So we have two things, and what the browser sync does or should do is to refresh the browser. Find pirates does not exactly that. So button find pirates and output. So and what I can do right now is I can go here and say the following. First, the modern JavaScript, we have classes out of the box. So instead of using the old stuff, I can actually say this is my pirate view, and this pirate view is instantiated. So this is not Java, it's actually JavaScript. The first difference to Java is we have a constructor, and the constructor is invoked once, so there is no method overloading, so there's only one constructor. In Java, we could have multiple. And let's say I would like to have the output field here. So I can say document, query selector, and the output. So the query selector basically kills jQuery, of course. So it's part of the web standards is how to or DOM APIs, the standard built in every browser, how to identify HTML elements. And just for a test, I can actually say output inner text and say hey Joe, which is, or actually, hey Roger. And what strikes me? No pirate view. Pirate UI. Wait a second. Browser sync. Find pirates. And the problem are unregistered service workers working behind the scenes. Hey Joe. So what happens behind the scenes, I actually would like to show you offline apps in text stage, and there is one old service worker which cached all the traffic, and this is why I didn't show the hey Joe. So service workers make the speaker nervous. So hey Roger, of course, Roger, and we have hey Roger. So, and I would like to react to the button. So what I can do, button, document, query selector, and let's go with the button. with the button. And what I get back is the button. And I can actually say on click is the standard handler. And we can use something like lambdas, fat arrow functions in JavaScript, and say this search for pirates. So we have that, search for pirates. And let's see whether we are able to find Lolek. So console, find Lolek. So ignore all the others, browser sync events. This is just my service worker going mad. I will have to clean it up after, but the Folek is what's the name? Lolek. The Lolek as a pirate is found. Now, of course, I would like to connect it with the backend. So what we have to do in the backend is, if you have questions, interrupt me, right? So in the backend, I have to introduce a course filter. So to do this, I add a course dependency. This is because of security. And I created actually my own course prototypical implementation, which looks like that. And the cool story is, it's just one class. And if we go to the Jakarta course, you see that this is very, very simple. What it just does is sets the headers, and the headers are necessary that my browser from different project is able to communicate with the backend. So you always need course filters for single page applications. So, but what we can actually do right now is the following. Go back to the pirates, recreate the build stuff. Maven, go for ya, Maven. So Infoshare pirates, this is the name which I have to remember. So it rebuilt everything, and now we can say docker run, right? Docker run -d, go away. Docker run -d is detach mode -p. I guess I have to use 8082 because 8080 is already taken. Let's call our microservice pirates, and then the Infoshare pirates. Looks good. So if you have the hash, it works. So let's go to Docker PS, and now it runs on Docker. And by the way, if you use OpenShift, Kubernetes, or cloud, it will be exactly the same. All the clouds and private clouds are using Docker and Kubernetes behind the scenes. So it should work. So we can take a look inside, logs, pirates, and pirates are deployed, which is really nice. So let's see whether we will identify the Jolly Roger again. So where's my browser? So we go here and say localhost 8282. So Pyara is running in Docker. Pirates, resources, and ping is running with the Rexio. And here curl -e. We see the course headers. And now the main challenge, I don't think I have more. Where is the timer here? Somewhere. Oh, I have just 5 minutes, so it's just enough to connect with the backend. So what we can do now, I can say on click, fetch this. So this is the URI with the backend. And then I can say, please, the response should be translated to text. No, yeah, text, exactly, it's not JSON. And then the text should be output to the, or set as displayed in the output field. So I can say this output dot inner text equals T. So we have that. So where is my browser? Here is it. Web standards template. Find pirates. And what we did, we created with web standard without any dependency a link with a microservice which runs on Docker with metrics, would run immediately on, and could be monitored with Prometheus. And because you are a Java developer, you can ask myself, you know, how big should be the file? So usually what I will do, I will introduce a file called service.js, uppercase, what I usually do. And I can say export default, let's say pirate service, with a method class. I forgot the class. You are not helping me. And then message. What pirate usually see. How to call it? Seek and destroy. It's another difference, but somehow compatible with pirates, right? So, seek and destroy. So we have that, and now a small change here. We can say type equals module, and then I can go to the app and say here import, what was it, pirate service, I think, from file called service.js, and then I could use the service here, this service, 3 minutes to go, so we have enough time. Service, what was it, message, right? Message, exactly. This would be, what are you saying? Yeah, very good. So he needs this, you mean this, right? This dot service equals new pirate service, right? What's the point? Import pirate service from service. Ah. Okay, thank you. So you are nicer and nicer. So in 2 hours, we can build something together, right? So we have here now console log, and then this, and hey Roger, and seek and destroy. So why this is great? What this means is we get ES6 modules in the browser, which became a standard with the new framework from Google called Polymer 3, for instance. And what I do in my enterprise project, and for instance, when Chrome is available, we don't have any build anymore. It's no more necessary because the browser is able to download whatever the browser needs. And the cool story right now is because of HTTP2, our back end can push upfront whatever we need to the browser. So in longer term, the build becomes simpler and simpler, and we only will need build for ancient browsers, you know, like Mosaic, Netscape, and Internet Explorer, old. Okay, any questions? We have still 1 minute to go. If not, I could implement something. If not, then what you could actually do here in the fetch method, a small simplification, I can actually say this is an async method, and the cool story is then I can use here await, which is synchronous, so it will actually wait for me. The only crazy thing is the resolution. So we can have here const response this, and then say, and what happens right now, it unwraps the asynchronous promise and returns to me the response, which makes asynchronous programming simpler with JavaScript. Of course, what would be the enterprise way of development? What we do right now is we provide polyfills for standards, and over time we delete polyfills. So the application becomes more and more standard compliant and leaner over time. And the same is true for the backend. So 20 seconds to go. So any questions? If no, see you in tech stage. What I plan to do is to show you responsive layout without any frameworks. Asynchronous WebSockets, whatever you ask me, will hack together. It is going better than here because my table is going to be more stable, and I get a better resolution. So Tech Plus stage, future-proof architectures in 2 hours. Thank you for helping me with syntax errors, and hopefully it was helpful. And my approach is look at the web standard first. If the standard does not work for you, then go to the framework. Because if you are working with Angular, Ember, or React, you will have to know the basic anyway. It's not like the framework will abstract everything from you. This is the idea. So thank you, and see you next time.
Adam Jan.